Microsoft Office 2010 Complex Functions 2. In this clip, we're going to have a look at the VLOOKUP function. The VLOOKUP function will allow you to use and insert data already stored in your spreadsheet. The data can be on the same sheet or it can be saved on a different sheet, as in this example. In this example, we've got members of a book club and how many books they have reviewed. And we also have a second sheet called levels, where levels are displayed according to the number of books that you have reviewed. Okay, so previously we used a nested if statement to do this. The only problem with the nested if statement is that you can only insert a limited number of if statements. So I think it's up to 6 or 7. And then you'll have to start using the VLOOKUP function to go look for your information. Okay, so let's start with our VLOOKUP. So it's equals VLOOKUP, open bracket. And you'll see there's quite a list of different components that you need to insert here. Firstly, you have to insert the lookup value. So in this case, it's the number of books reviewed, comma. Then you have to tell the computer where to go look for the information. And this is called your table array. And in this case, the table array is on my levels sheet. So I'm going to go directly to levels. And I'm going to highlight the table that I want to use. And you'll see it appear up here. Very important, you have to make sure that you make this an absolute cell reference now. So don't click back or anything like that. Just press F4 on your keyboard. And you'll see that it will make your table an absolute cell reference so that when you copy the function down, your table won't actually move. Okay, don't click back, just press comma on your keyboard. Okay, the next section is your column index number. In other words, where is the answer that you're looking for? So we want to know the different levels, and that's in column 1, 2. So in column 2 of the table, so type in your 2, comma. Okay, and then the last part is your range lookup, and this is always a true or false. We're going to use true because there's actually a range of criteria here. So for instance, level 1 can be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 books, so that's a range. Level 2 can be 6, 7, or 8. Level 3 can be 9, 10, and 11. And level 4 can be 12, 13, 14, up to infinity. Okay, so that's why we're going to use true in this case. So you're going to type in true for the last part here. You would use false if there's a specific value, so one specific value. So if it was 0 books 1, 1 book 2, 2 books 3, that kind of thing, then you would have used false, a specific value. Okay, then close your brackets, and now you can press enter and the computer will revert back to your previous sheet. There we go. Right, and I want to draw your attention to the error message that we have here. It is important that you clean up your table a little bit. So let's go back to our levels. So the computer is not going to understand if you actually use these words here, 0 to 5, that kind of thing. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to put in the minimum value for each one. So 0 to 5 would just be 0. So let's change this to 0. Right, and the next one, the minimum will be 6, then 9, and then 12. Okay, so often in your exams you'll actually get a table like that on your exam paper, and you might have to clean it up a bit so the computer can actually understand the table. Okay, so if you go back to members now, it will actually display the correct level, and now you can use the autofill function to copy the rest of the function down.